I am Officer Mays. The Newport News Police Department needs your help finding a missing and endangered adult. The Newport News Police Department needs assistance in locating 41-year-old James Phillip Allen. Mr. Allen was last seen on August 13, 2022 at North Tower of Windward Towers at 7501 Rivet Road in Newport News. He is a white male, approximately 5 feet 10 inches tall and weighing 165 pounds. He has brown hair and blue eyes. Mr. Allen has a scar over his eye and one on his chin. If you have information regarding Mr. Allen's whereabouts, please contact NNPD Detective Juno at 757-928-4237 or call the NNPD non-emergency number at 757-247-2500. You may also provide information anonymously by calling the crime line at 1-888-LOCK-YOU-UP or online at p3tips.com. Due to the circumstances surrounding Mr. Allen's disappearance, the Virginia State Police issued an Ashanti alert. For the Newport News Crime Line, I am Officer Mays.
This is Todd. I am on a missing person investigation. I am with a friend of the person who is missing. And when did this start?
He went missing around August 13th of last year.
Okay, August 13th of last year he went missing. I am in the area of Newport News, Virginia. Behind me is actually the building that he went missing from. And I'm going to privatize this a little bit because I just don't want our guests to be exposed on here. Although this is an open case still, right?
Correct.
So we talked about this case before, and I was getting a lot of mixed signals from this case, and this is why I wanted to go down to the location. And this is what I explained to people. A lot of times when I'm working with families, I will get some misinformation from the families. Like they won't actually give me the facts. They'll have maybe facts that they don't know are true. They'll get rumors. And then I get a lot of emotion in it, which also can throw me off. And it's actually more helpful for me to work with the detectives or the police because they have no emotion in the matter. They're basically just given me the straight up on it and I can read it easier. But sometimes I do go on location, and that's why I came here today to see if I get anything else. I did receive information coming down here. So information to a psychic is very important. You know, some people are skeptical. That's not a big deal. Hard skeptics are actually a problem when I'm doing this. So if I'm working with police and they are kind of in the back of their mind really against what I do, then it can be sort of an issue. And sometimes I can work with them, and then it's unpeeling the layers. And what I'm going to do is interview our witness here. And what I'm going to do. So tell me briefly about the case. Hold that.
So I dated,
what's his first
his
name?
name's James. I dated him in college. I've stayed in touch with him for years. Never personally met his family, but I was called by the detectives mid-August asking if I had heard or seen from him that he had a list of numbers on a piece of paper. So that's how they contacted me. So that's how it began. He was missing, hadn't been seen within a couple of days, and his parents hadn't heard from him in about a month.
Was there a time of day he went missing, or they just discovered he wasn't around?
They just discovered that he wasn't around. They looked back at cameras, and the last time they saw him was coming into the building around 5 a.m. That morning.
What was his age?
At that time, he was 41.
Okay. Was he working at the time?
No.
No job?
No, we learned that he had quit his job a couple years ago.
Okay. Any mental illness that you know of with him?
No mental illness that I knew of or that I've heard of from his parents. He's just always been secretive to himself type of person.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Well, just pinning the microphone back up here. Now I'm going to try to stabilize this camera somewhere so that I'm not just looking at the building. I can look down here. So I remember when I first gave you this reading, I was drawn to a person that picked him up. I felt, now all his belongings though were in the apartment. His phone,
Wallet, all of that was in
yeah,
the apartment, the keys to his car.
okay. So there's a couple of things when I look at this. I'm not trying to actually look at who done it and what happened. I actually want to just stick to what I see. Okay. But I do feel, and it was the same thing that I told you, that there was somebody older than him in age that came into his life at some point, I think could have even driven here. Although looking at the apartment, you do have a guard gate, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's something. Did they record anybody at that gate?
Once they viewed the cameras, they didn't record anyone. They even went over to the funeral home and asked them to review their cameras, but they said it was too late.
Okay. It was too late because of.
I guess they rewind their.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing that I get. I'm not feeling, though, that there was somebody suspicious that went through the gates at an odd hour. Because logically, this person would have been stopped. But from my viewpoint, I'm not seeing that. What I'm seeing is him going out of his room. Do you know what floor he was on?
I believe it was the 5th or 7th floor.
Okay. So I'm checking to see if he was looking at somebody, let's say in this parking lot next to the building, or out in the street, or somewhere, and I'm not even seeing him looking out the windows of his apartment. That's a little strange. I felt the door was unlocked and just went out. I don't even, I mean, I know it was August and it was warm, but I'm seeing like sandals, if anything, shorts, t-shirt. I am not seeing like a lot of clothing. I don't see anything packed in there, like a bag that he's going somewhere. I do see some food items that were left out in the apartment. So this is, originally I was getting a track to another location with him when I first spoke to you. Now I'm not. Now my track is right here, I hate to say, and right in this location. And I don't like the feel of it because I'm getting water here, and that is a suspicion that I have. When did you talk to him last? I mean, before he went missing?
Gosh, through text, probably 6 months prior, just a quick text.
He was doing okay?
He wouldn't tell me if he wasn't.
So I'm looking at people around him. I'm not feeling he was a dater. I'm not getting a lot of images of people around him other than connections that could have been associated with work, could have been associated with maybe future work, that kind of thing. I get one of those connections is not here, but Norfolk area. Okay. One man, he seems like he's either 50s or 60s, bigger build. He's just, for some reason, arousing my attention. I also get the name Brad or something with a B. I don't know if it's this man. Um,
Bradley was one of his best friends I hadn't talked to in a while. That might be where you're getting that.
do you know where he lives?
He lives in Newport News.
In Newport
Yeah,
News.
right.
Okay. Does he work across the river, do you know?
Um,
'Cause I was
No.
feeling, okay.
I don't believe so.
Your friend doesn't seem like a wanted man. I'm not getting connections. I'm not getting dope addicts. I'm not getting, those kind of connections with him. Most of his buddies were mostly like people he knew for a long time, not new people. That's one thing I feel. I'm getting some distant friends. Actually, out west, I'm getting Arizona as one place. I don't know why, but I was feeling that. That in this could be relevant. It might not. It could be a friend that lived here and moved out west or something. But I don't. When I really track and I go to an area, I feel how far did he go away? What kind of car was he in? Did he have a car?
He did, and they actually towed it like a week ago.
So it was here
Mm-hmm. It was in the parking garage.
in the garage. What color was it?
It was like an old Acura. I believe it was like black or.
Black or something? Okay. Only relevant color car I'm feeling was navy blue. Comes to me. But it may not be a hit on anything. Has it been discussed with the detectives that he might have had a run-in or maybe even took his own life out here by the river?
No. I do know that his mom did discover that there was a wet pair of pants with a belt still on the bed, and the bed was kind of wet.
That's interesting. So I have the picture of him, and I was looking at it last night. I will tell you that I wasn't getting great feelings about him mentally. And that's, but of course I have to prove stuff, But he wouldn't be one to like go on Facebook and tell everybody, I'm really depressed. He's just not that kind of person. Do you know when his birthday was by any chance?
10/25.
Okay. It's October.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, and that's Scorpio.
Shortly after he turned 42.
Okay. That's Scorpio. So the only reason I asked that because it does kind of match his personality that I'm seeing kind of Scorpio. Deep, not always revealing his feelings. I'm looking at 2019 as a turning point for him emotionally. I don't know why. I just felt like 2019, well, of course it kind of screwed everybody up because COVID came, but particularly for him, something about 2019. If they are looking for states to look in, just in case I'm wrong, we feel he's alive, Florida does come to me.
That's where his mom's from.
Okay.
Lives.
Mostly, is there a Cocoa Beach?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm also getting Daytona. Okay. But why the hell would he leave his car and his keys and his phone and all his clothing behind? So it doesn't really make sense, but I will just tell you now, like if I think he's of the living, I'm not really getting that. Did he have children?
No.
Okay.
He loved kids, but no kids.
Yeah. Any siblings with kids?
No, he's the only child.
Okay. So the only other clue that I was getting was something about somebody who might have had kids. Maybe it was a girlfriend. Maybe it was.
Yes, he had a girlfriend that he dated. They broke up 2011, I believe, and she got married and had kids.
It's almost weird because I almost felt like there was contact even after that. I don't know why, but I felt either with the kids or they saw each other or something. And I know this isn't a really fun video because you're just looking at the building, but there's not much I can show here. There's boats over here, and it's kind of private. It's private marina, and but if I had to tell a detective where to look right now, I'd say two places of interest. One is connection to Florida, but I feel more prone to say that this river, and I don't know why. I'm not going to even say because that's sensitive material, but I'm getting the river, and I'm hearing something of the word white or point or something with white. I don't know why. I just feel like he could be in the river, but I can't prove it. The one thing that I did see in the river that was relevant, and of course I could look at a map of it. This is the James River. It's big, has a big current to it, but I kept seeing pipes underneath the river, like some kind of pipes. I don't know if there's, gas lines, some kind of line that goes through there, but I'm getting a lot of pipes. I also see a lot of cages. Those would be people that fish for shellfish. Okay, so I'm getting a lot of cages in that area. Depth-wise, it is not that deep. I'm wanting to say maybe 30 feet. Okay, looks pretty clear. Not seeing a lot of plant life. It just feels like there's been a lot of activity there. I get somebody doesn't have a riverboat here, do they?
Not that.
I mean, this is not Mississippi, but I'm almost getting like an antique boat of some sort. And I don't know what it means. Not in the marina. And I'm going to turn this back on me because we have cars going through. Not in the marina, but I'm getting like down a ways. And I'm also getting somewhere over by the Navy shipyards, which are a little further down. So we have to rely on evidence. We have to rely on what's, the problem is if the detective hasn't even looked into that, what do they wait for? I mean, do they wait for a body to surface, or do they, there's a lot of people fishing in here. And it's also been a full season. August of last year has been a full season here. So you'd think that somebody would have found something. But that's to be determined. Not in the middle of the river, but I'm going towards the edges of the river. And like I said, the one clue was these pipes or something that runs in there. Now we have airplanes flying over us. Any questions you have? Because this is where, and I don't want to leave you with a bad feeling on this, and then I'm turning everything around, but coming here, I felt like you didn't leave here.
There was word that there was two individuals that had been staying with him.
Okay.
That no one really knew who they were. An Erica name popped up. That's really the only thing.
Okay. Were they ever questioned?
They were never found.
They were never found.
They did not know a last name. They know a name, a guy and a girl, possibly boyfriend and girlfriend, that stayed there as well.
Yeah, I get the feeling from them that they came with a purpose but then left with a purpose. So it's kind of like in and out. Like he would do that for people if they just needed a few nights or something. need a place to stay. Because I don't feel any altercations. I see the use of the couch if somebody stayed there. I could be wrong, but the apartment did not feel big.
It's only 2 bedrooms.
Yeah. But it's weird because I almost felt like this might not have been a couple, but they were separate. So that's strange. But really, I'm going to see if I can get a better shot of the bay out here for a minute, just to give people an idea of what it looks like. And what bridge is that? James River. Okay. So anyway, time-wise on this, I'm not getting like evening, but I feel very early morning hours is what I get, you know. And so I don't feel anybody's suspicion like he was in contact with somebody like several days before or something like that. I don't see a lot of text messages. Did they find anything with that? Yeah, that's what's really weird.
Not sure if he had another phone.
I don't think so. I'm kind of feeling like he couldn't even. Was he having trouble with finances?
Yes.
Because I didn't see him able to afford another phone, unless it was one of those temporary pay-as-you-go phones. But I don't think so. He was not a technical guy, I don't think. You look. I see a scar or something on his right arm, upper arm, from something that might have cut him at one time. But not new, old. Now we have the fire department here. But I don't like the feel of this. Originally I was hopeful, thinking that he wandered, just went off on his own, but now I'm not sure about that. I feel like the river needs to be searched. I feel that they could use actually a boat with radar on it, sonar research, and that would be good. That's what I would do right now. The only thing is, do I feel far away from here? No. I mean, the tide's in here and the flow is heavy, but for some reason I feel pretty close to here. And like I said, I have no reason. Maybe he was depressed, maybe he was just stressed, or maybe somebody was targeting him, but he kind of kept out of people's business, so that would surprise me, you know. We were going to name you Alexa so we could turn on everybody's devices. So we'll say Alexa a couple more times during the video. And people hate that, you know. So any other questions for me, or do you want to add something about what you think might have happened?
I just had just a feeling that somebody picked him up, and or somebody was meeting somebody quickly, and
Yeah.
something happened.
Yeah, I won't deny that one either. I won't deny that. But I also get this thing from a couple years ago that was weighing on his mind. And sometimes depression can come on real sudden. Was he on any medication?
Just, I believe, like blood pressure medication.
Okay. But no psychological meds. Whatever he did, it was like he was just going out of the room, like almost like he was coming back. So that makes me skeptical about a suicide type thing because, well, not that everybody would write a suicide note, but you'd think that there was some indication that his life was not going where he wanted to. But anyway, usually like what I do, the how doesn't really matter so much as to where is he. That's what counts, you know. And so
It's just almost like makes no sense.
yeah,
And
yeah.
the cameras show him going in, but there's no cameras showing him coming out. Unless he got into somebody's luggage or something and they took him out, or he dressed differently and
Going out from the outside of the building.
they got him coming into the wrong building. And he walked out of the wrong building and came around and came to his building, and they never saw him go out of the building.
Okay. I'm getting the second floor as maybe somebody who knew or something about the second floor. That's just, I'm going to throw it out there. The other thing that I get was when he went through, it wasn't the outside of the building. I felt he went through the garage. So when you go through the garage, I'm sure you can probably walk out, right? Okay. And it wasn't in the drugs?
I knew him to smoke pot. Again, rumors were that he possibly got hooked on heroin and had gotten himself out of it and was doing better. But that's just a rumor that was thrown out. I don't know if it's true. I'm not sure. Not positive.
It's weird. I don't see a lot of substances with him. Not even alcohol. So it's kind of like maybe in his 20s. So the only other thing was the disappearing act, and it's too bad about the cameras there. But I don't see a drug connection. I don't see an altercation. That's why I'm a little worried about suicide, for whatever reason. Until we get some evidence, like if the detective came to you saying there was somebody connected to him, or that he was having problems with him, or he was using, we found this out, then you tell me, and then we'll go from there. But kind of like when I go on these things, I don't get into their business so much, but I would just want to know, where is he? And that's, did he leave town or is he here? And I'm feeling here. And that's why I came today, because last time I was getting some weird messages, like, and, you know, it's because, I mean, it's not a bad thing. You care, you know? Sometimes it's like, it doesn't mean I don't care. It just means that I get the feel of the area, you know. You know, it looks like a nice building. But right now, I'm a little suspicious of people who live there too. Has there ever been any talk about people in there that maybe he didn't get along with?
No, everyone that the detective spoke to said it was very nice. Used to help the elder people carry up groceries and things of that sort.
So maybe it was a connection to him or somebody who stayed here with him or something like that. But I definitely get the second floor, or number 2 is relevant. I get east elevator, so I don't know if there's east or west elevator, but I'm getting an elevator more on this side. I'm getting 6 a.m. is relevant that day for some reason. Right around there. Looking through his stuff, I'm not seeing anything missing, like watch or anything.
He did wear necklaces, watch. His father and mother's diamond ring he made into diamond earrings. None of that sort of stuff was found.
It wasn't found.
It wasn't found.
Interesting.
Now, he did have some shoes in there and clothing and stuff, other stuff.
Okay,
I think she did find one watch that looked like it was a newer watch, but none of his older jewelry that he had.
Okay. Well, there's 2 things that I get from that. Either I was wrong that nothing was stolen, or it's possible that some of those things were let go. Pawned, maybe, given to somebody, maybe in another place, But I just don't see a full clean out. It's like things were like as he left it. Was this wallet found?
Mm-hmm.
So why would they leave a wallet? Were the cards taken out or anything?
Nope, everything was still in his wallet.
So that kind of confirms that, unless we have an obsessive jewelry addict that just says, no, I'll leave the MasterCard Visa, but I want this necklace really bad, But I don't think so. So I didn't think it was a stealing type thing. The only other clue that I could give you right now as far as location is actually not right here, but across the highway there. And I don't, is that a park?
It's a little beach, yes.
Oh.
Huntington Park.
I wonder if we can drive there. Is it hard? Or
I think we just got to, I don't know if we can go straight through there or if we have to make a U-ing and go.
Okay.
It's like a little beach park.
So access point feels more like there than here, than the marina. So I'm getting more of a feel that way. When we were doing the map, I remember I was drawn further up the river rather than down the river for some reason. But how far, I don't know. I was just generalizing. But if it's across that road there, the highway, that should be looked at by detectives. I don't think there'd be any evidence there, but, Can you actually go to the river through the park?
Yeah, there's like a little beach.
There's a little beach.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. So what's strange is you've got bridges here, you got marina docks here, and then you have a beach. So obviously if he was suicidal or something, well, he might pick a bridge somewhere or a dock on the edge of the river, right? I mean, I'm just speculating. But for some reason, I felt a beach before. So that's one thing. I felt a beach. I mean, it was August. Would you actually go there for a swim? Hard to say. Hard to say. I mean, some people.
He wasn't really the beach type of person, so. But I don't know what state of mind he was in. He could have walked over there just to.
He looked to me kind of physically fit, not bad for 40s. He didn't seem like a whale on a computer or anything like that. He looked okay. He had a nice personality that I got from him. Was he a family guy, do you think?
He he definitely a family guy, but he's just so secretive. Yeah, he would definitely reach out to his mom and talk to his mom, but he also kept so much of his life to himself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I just sometimes I'll see somebody who doesn't get along with the family having arguments that I didn't see that with him. It's just maybe he wasn't in touch a lot. That was about the worst. Okay, but he did care about people. So I don't know the currents over by the park and how they would go around here. It looks like the bridge to me has some kind of piping in it, maybe underneath. It's hard to see from here. Was that what I was seeing as far as pipes go? Maybe he was taking a swim. And you said this was last year, right? It was definitely hot last year.
Yes, it was around August 13th. It was around about when they.
Yep. It was really, really hot. I remember that.
The cameras did get him in, I believe his mom said, shorts and a white t-shirt or something in that essence. Not clothing that he would really go off in, per se.
But lounge around in.
Right.
Yeah, okay. That makes sense. Let's see if I can get a little bit of a picture of her. So that's the bridge, and I'm just handing the microphone back and forth here. I'm just gonna, okay. So, if they didn't make any effort to search the bays or beaches, then they need to. That's all I can say.
I agree.
I
don't even think they spoke to anyone down at the marina, to tell you the truth.
Yeah, I don't think it would help. I feel different people on different shifts, that kind of thing. It's strange that there's not a lot of security here. And excuse the trucks. Yeah, it seems for a marina there should be a little more security, but like somebody at the entrance letting people in, or a code that you have to press to get in, that kind of thing. But oh well, everybody runs it differently. I'm just really, if it were me, I'd have, I've had sonar teams, like I've helped them to find missing people down in Florida and stuff. They use sonar equipment and water and stuff. That's what should be used here. So if they get to that point, the problem is in the detective's eyes, he's an adult man.
Right.
If this was a missing child or missing movie star, they would be, everybody would be searching. So that's the frustration here with the whole case, is that you're not going to get much cooperation. They figure, oh, he's an adult, he can go on his own accord somewhere, but I think they should take it a little more serious. But a year's gone by, and that's not good. So that's pretty much my thought on it, and just turning our camera upward because we have people walking by. Anything else you want to add about this?
No. I think that's pretty much, as I hear things, discuss with his mom, and we discuss things back and forth, trying to figure out what happened.
If she ever wants to contact me, that might be more helpful to me.
Okay.
I'm not getting a trace of a girlfriend right now with that he left at that time, so that's not going to help me either. He was an only child, so um, so that's pretty much all I got right now. But the mother would be helpful to talk to. So if you want, I can always talk to her on the phone.